We are live. Real Canna in the building, baby. Let's go. That's right. It's time for webinar. Another week, baby. It's another week. Big up to everybody chiming in, man. Y'all are here early. I love it. Y'all are here early. Y'all beat me to the stream today. That's what I'm talking about. Beat me to the stream. Let's go, people. I love it. Make sure you guys put your names in when you type it in, man, so I can shout you out when you get in that chat. Everybody hit the chat up. You know how it is, man. My name is Gary George, real cannabis entrepreneur. We are in the building. I got my man Adam in the backstage, baby, from FundCanna. Ladies and gentlemen, you know in Jersey, we got to get that money. We need the bread. In New York, we need the bread. Massachusetts, we need the bread. All over the planet, we need the bread in order to make this Canna game work, man. So that's why I brought on Adam today, man, from FundCanna. We're going to have some real great conversations today. He's going to share some behind the scenes, some secret sources, some secret information, some other things that you need to know. This man's been doing it big for a long time. We're so glad that we can get him on the platform today, man. So this is going to be super dope. Let's go. Everybody hit the chat right now. Throw it up in the chat. Let me know. Throw it up in the chat. Y'all know how I do, man. My name's Gary George, real cannabis entrepreneur. Started this back in 2018, right? We are on our 12th show in 6 years. Now the largest cannabis conference in New Jersey. 1,000 plus speakers, 1,000 attendees, 40 plus speakers. We had to upgrade to the largest hotel ballroom for our last show, and we still overflowed the parking lot, ladies and gentlemen. So I need you guys to hit the chat up right now. Throw it up, man. Let me know y'all in the building. Who's in the building? Hit the chat. I can't see none of y'all in the chat. Hit it up. Let me know where y'all at, man. Again, throw it up. Let me know where you're from and where you at. Let's go. Come on, I see all of y'all chiming in, man. I need y'all to hit the chat up. Everybody ain't hitting it. Let's go. What's up, y'all? Where are y'all today? Or am I getting a delay? Oh, yeah, it's there. Let's go. All right, ladies and gentlemen, everybody coming in. We are going live with FundCanna today, man. This is going to be a really great show, ladies and gentlemen, man. You see how we're doing it every week. We're giving you the exclusives, the top exclusives. Alicia, you're back again. Camden in the building. Let's go. Camden's in the building, baby. Oh, yeah. Let's go, Alicia. I was just looking at some of the appreciation in home value. Camden is one of the tops in New Jersey, man, increasing in valuation in terms of property, commercial real estate. And guess what? Camden's an opt in town. For all our people down there in Camden who acquired some commercial real estate, baby. Oh, the appreciation going through the roof in Camden, baby. I got to go get some property down there. Let's go, Alicia. Let's go. Canna Care's in the building. Dequan, what's up, my man, Dequan? You guys saw Dequan, man. He's a master formulator, master manufacturer, master of so many things, man. He's a scientist. My big up to Dequan, man. Big up to Dequan. Canna Care's in the building. All my people always show up. Upwise Capital in the building. What's up, Upwise? Where y'all been at, man? I haven't seen y'all in a while. Where have y'all been? Upwise Capital in the building. All my money men want to see. They want to see Adam. All my money men coming in to see Adam today, right? Y'all want to know too, right? Maddie, what's up, Maddie? Paragon in the building. Paragon, let's go. Payroll, insurance, all that good stuff. Paragon, let's go. All right, Brent's in the building. What's up, Brent? Big up to you, man. Let me know where y'all from, too. Oh, Anthony, what's up? 40 Tons is in the building, baby. 40 Tons is in the building. My dog, Anthony, is in the building. Let's go. Yeah, man. Big up to 40 Tons, man. If y'all don't know who 40 Tons is, man, and y'all not in the cannabis industry, you better know, man. They're doing it big, man. Follow those guys, 40 Tons, Hit Brand in the building, man. Always doing it big, making sure that our prisoners are taken care of. All of the people who are should not be locked up right now. These are the guys that are leading the forces to make it happen. So big up to 40 Tons. Big up to 40 Tons. Let's go. My guy. Y'all saw him on stage last year. He's going to be back again, man. That's my family, man. All right, let's go. Fun guy in the building. Gaetano, North, Brick City. Let's go. I told y'all, man, I'm going to get a lot of superstars in here tonight, man. Brent, what's up? Chattanooga, Tennessee, baby. Let's go. Chattanooga, baby. Okay. Chattanooga, what's up with that green down in Chattanooga? I need some Chattanooga green, man. What's Tennessee growing down there? Y'all got the hemp popping. Y'all next to Kentucky. I know y'all the hemp mans, but yeah, Tennessee. Let's go, Brent. You got to school me to that Chattanooga green, baby. What's up, Stacy in the building? Freezer Bowl, one of our long-term mastermind members in the building. Gaetano, longest mastermind member in the building. Been with the mastermind for 6 years. 6 years since we started the whole damn thing. But now I have Stacy in the building. She's an inventor. She does packaging, and she invented this child safety bowl for ice cream, a child safe resistant bowl for infused ice cream. That's going to be so dope. She's inventing that. She's getting the financing. She's here to hear Adam because she needs more dough. She needs more money to make it happen, right? But I love that. The freezer bowl, baby. Oh, that's going to be hot. I love it. I love the infused ice cream whole thing. Jason in the building. What's up, Jason? What's up, all my people? Throw it up, man. Oh, we got 45 people in the building already. Hey, Adam, you see this, Adam? They are hype for you today, my brother. They are hype for you today. I got them in here at 12:04. We got over 50 people already. Let's go. Let's go, man. That's what I'm talking about. All right, y'all. All right, I can't get too crazy because I can't keep Adam here too long. He's running and gunning. He made time for us, ladies and gentlemen, so I got to get into my announcement. I can't get too crazy. Fred G in the building, baby. Jersey in the building. Jersey in the building. Let's go. Let's go. Freezer Bowl Stacy. I like that. I like that, Stacy. Freezer Bowl Stacy. Yo, Jerry's in the building. Shaman's Cure in the house. Jerry, big up to you, brother. Shaman's Cure. I like that name. I like that name. What's up, West? Timber 5 Dispensary in the building. Jersey in the building. One of the few black-owned dispensaries in the building. My man West over at Timber 5 Dispensary. You guys saw me picking up them on 420, blowing up their spot. You're going to see me do a whole lot more with these guys, man. They're doing it big. Big up the Timber 5 Dispensary in Somerset, New Jersey. They're checking in, even though they're busy as all hell. They're checking in too, baby. They're checking in too. All right, y'all. Y'all know I'm a marketer. So by trade, you know, this is not like a regular webinar. This is not a webinar where it's about the person. It's not just about me, ladies and gentlemen. It's all about you. So I want you to throw it up. I want you to tell me where you're from. I don't need you to tell me your business. I need you to throw up your URLs, your social media. Tell everybody what you're looking for, what you need in your business, ladies and gentlemen. We're going to turn this into a networking bonanza. We don't just sit here and talk all day and just make it all about us. It's about y'all. So throw it up in the chat, ladies and gentlemen. You're going to get the most networking done right here. And we're already over 50 people. Let's go. Okay, I can't get too wild today. I can't get too wild today, y'all. Adam is in the building. All right, and let me get into my announcements real quick. I'm going to calm down for a second. I'm going to get to my announcements real quick, all right? First one up, ladies and gentlemen. You heard it. You heard it and you know it. If you guys don't know who I am, Gary George, real cannabis entrepreneur, started it back in 2018. We have grown it now to be the largest cannabis conference in New Jersey, ladies and gentlemen. 1,000 attendees, 40 plus speakers. Every year we have to upgrade to the largest hotel ballroom and we still overflow the parking lot, ladies and gentlemen. So let me tell you about this year, what's coming. October 18th and 19th. You are going to be amazed, ladies and gentlemen. I've been waiting 3 years to bring this to New Jersey and I knew that we weren't ready yet, but now we're ready, ladies and gentlemen. So guess what we're doing this year? Guess what we're doing this year, y'all? The Real Cannabis Psychedelics Entrepreneur Conference. For the first time, ladies and gentlemen, the first psychedelics conference in New Jersey. It is going to be a freaking zoo in the building. Get your tickets early. Tickets will go on sale in May, y'all. Get ready, get ready, get ready. So let me throw it up. Real Cannabis Entrepreneur, guys. Go on, make sure you're on our email list. realcannabisentrepreneur.com. realcannabisentrepreneur.com to make sure you're on our email list so that you get all the goodies and make sure that you get first dibs on all of the goodness that's coming out there. And I'm telling you, this one's going to be off the hook, all right? So that's Real Cannabis Entrepreneur, baby. October 18th, 19th, you guys got to be there, man. I think I'm going to have to see if I can get Adam over here and get him on stage live, y'all. Y'all want to see Adam on? Y'all want to see him live on stage? October 18th and 19th, we got to get him to Newark, man. Bring him to Jersey, all right? All right, y'all. Next announcement up, ladies and gentlemen. You heard me talk about this more than anything. Our private cannabis mastermind group, ladies and gentlemen. It's a private cannabis mastermind group, and it's the largest mastermind group in the cannabis world, not in the country, in the world. We started with 8 professionals, all from Jersey. We have now grown that group to over 186 cannabis professionals, not just in the United States, but all over the world. We have members in 8 different countries: Virgin Islands, Amsterdam, South Africa, and Mexico, Canada. And we learn all types of international plays as well, ladies and gentlemen, because it's not just about just what we're doing here in the U.S. You better open your eyes. I'm a marketer, so I'm always looking overseas. International's where it's at, baby. International money's where it's at. So guys, this is our private mastermind group, and what we do in this group is we help each other grow and sharpen each other's business skills. A lot of my speakers that you see on stage are members of this group, are also advisors, and we come in and we help each other grow their businesses. This is stuff that, again, In cannabis, so much of this information is ungoogleable. You're not going to find it anywhere. That's the reason why I started this mastermind group. So the people that are really serious about growing themselves in their cannabis business, you can come to our conference and you can learn a bunch. But when you're ready to really turn up and you need that peer support, you need accountability, you need some other people to drive you. Guys, that's what this group is all about. Join the private cannabis, Real Canna, private cannabis mastermind group. It's not for everybody. You do have to qualify. When you apply, guess what? We're going to put you through a whole process to make sure that you are qualified. But if you are, ladies and gentlemen, you're going to get yourself around some of the sharpest cannabis business professionals on the planet that's going to help you grow your business and help you sharpen your skills and learn so much about the cannabis industry that you cannot Google, you cannot YouTube, you cannot do any of the above. So ladies and gentlemen, make sure you go up and sign up for realcannabisentrepreneur.com/mastermind. That's realcannabisentrepreneur.com/mastermind. Ladies and gentlemen, go there right now. You will get a chance. We only open applications for this 2 times a year. But I do it for anyone that comes to the webinar and shows me that you bought it, guys. So you get 1 day, 24 hours, put in your application today. If you qualify, you'll be hearing from me. All right, let's go. All right. That's the mastermind group. Hold on. I got 2 more, and then we're going to bring Adam, y'all. We're going to bring Adam on. Let's go, y'all. All right. Here we go. Other one I got today. Let me see which one I got today. Oh, yeah. All right, all my dispensary owners in the building, ready to get it popping. You guys saw me do the grand opening for Evolve dispensary down in Bordentown. We blew it up. We had the most people ever in a grand opening. All of our vendors told us that. Miss Grass, Fernway, all of the big dogs that were there said, Gary, this is more people than we ever saw at a grand opening in New Jersey. That's right, because we dominate this marketing game, and I don't play no games. So, guys, if you want to fill up your place and you want to make sure that your grand opening goes over really live, make sure you reach out to me. You can borrow my swag. You can borrow my audience. I come and actually host the whole thing. We have music, DJs, food trucks, all that stuff. I advise you on all the stuff you need to do and ongoing. If you need more events, guys, this is all about, you got to differentiate, man. This is not about open your doors and people are going to come. And many are seeing that in real time. It is about making yourself different, making yourself unique, doing things that are going to attract the consumer, doing things that are going to educate and contribute. So, guys, if you're interested in getting your dispensary popping and you want to do events, guys, you know I'm the event guy. Go to realcannamarketing.com, realcannamarketing.com. All right, go to realcannamarketing.com and you'll see all the information about our grand opening event specials and all that other kind of good stuff. All right, last one for the day, ladies and gentlemen, then we're going to jump into Adam. All right, omni-channel marketing for cannabis professionals. Ladies and gentlemen, if you have a product or service that you need to get in front of dispensary owners, you need to get in front of cultivators, you need to get in front of manufacturers, delivery, distribution, whoever, guys, I have developed the largest database of license holders in the United States. You know I'm a marketing beast and I'm a data crazy man, and I scrape data from all over and we buy data and we do every kinds of stuff, but I got the largest database of all license holders. If you're trying to get in front of any of these guys, you got a product or service that you need to get in front of them, go to realcannaadvertising.com, realcannaadvertising.com. We got over 30,000 licensed cannabis holders in our database, and we can get you right in front of them on a platter, baby. So if you got a business and you got a service and you know you're ready to get it popped off, just go there right now. realcannaadvertising.com, realcannaadvertising.com, ladies and gentlemen. All right, ladies and gentlemen. All right, we're about to get into it. Let's jump back into the chat real quick, and then I'm gonna pull Adam up, man. Peace up. Let me see who's in the building real quick. Miguel, what's up, Miguel? Peace. He's looking for cultivation investors. All right, where you at, Miguel? Let us know where you at. You're looking for somebody to invest in the cultivation. What's up, Melody in the building? Blissful Buds Brown. Melody always comes through. Big up to you, man. And shadowgrowngardens.net also looking for funding for a licensed cultivation. Yeah, everybody's looking for funding. That's why I got Adam here, y'all. Yeah, that's why I got Adam here now. Brett, oh, that's right, Brett from Sparks Fly. Big up to you, Brett. Big up to you, Brett. All right, y'all, we're going to get started, man. We're up to 60 now. Let's go. We're up to 60. Everybody's ready to see Adam, y'all. All right, ladies and gentlemen. Y'all know how we do at Real Canna. We are not the ordinary. We are not the average. We're the ones that's going to make this damn thing entertainment. We're going to bring you edutainment, right? Because at the same damn time, if you got to learn great, we got to also have a good time, right? We got to work hard, but play harder. And that is our whole forte. You know what I'm saying? Peace. What's up? SKG 360 back in the building. SKG 360 always here. Big up, big up, big up, big up, big up, big up, big up. All right. Okay. In Atlantic City. Psychedelics. Let's go. All right. Okay. So anyway, ladies and gentlemen, let's go. Somebody put their name as ungoogleable. Y'all taking my coin terms. I like that. All right, let's go. Oh man, y'all got me wilding today. Okay, it's 2:15. We gotta bring Adam on. This is good. We up to 63, Adam. They ready to see you, baby. All right. Y'all know how we do it, Real Canna. We can't clap for Adam because we're not on stage, so we're in our virtual world. And y'all saw how we did it over the pandemic. We created this whole thing, invented this whole thing. So right now, everybody, since you can't clap, I need you to hit the A's on your keyboard. Right now for Adam, hit the A's on your keyboard right now. We got to get him hyped right now before we bring him out, y'all. Let's get Adam hyped. Let's show him what Real Canna do, man. This is his first time on the platform. He's never experienced Real Canna platform. We got to bring him in the right way, y'all. Everybody throw the A's in the chat, A's in the chat, A's in the chat, A's in the chat, A's in the chat. Let's go. Oh, they going crazy, Adam. They going crazy. Okay, Big Nasty in the building. Throw the A's up. All right, ladies and gentlemen, I like that. Y'all hyped today. We want to bring them in with style. Without further ado, my man, FundCanna, Adam Stettner in the building. Let's go. Yeah. What's up, Adam?
It's good to be here, Gary. Great to be here.
Hey, man, I'm so glad you're here.
Listen, I just want to say, I may be sitting in San Diego right now, but I am a Jersey boy, born and raised in North Jersey. That's right. Lived on Long Island for a bunch of years, New York City. I didn't move out west till I was 32. So all these vibes, I just want to make sure you know. It feels like I'm home, and I appreciate it.
We love it, y'all. Didn't I tell y'all Jersey is everywhere? Jersey's every freaking where, y'all. We're everywhere. All things lead back to Jersey, man. We are dominating this cannabis industry. For real. Big up to you, Adam. I did not know that backstory, man, but that is great to know. We got Jersey blood, y'all. We're the home of the hustlers, man. It seems like we just lead the forces. We got that Jersey hustler blood, and we're all over this Canna game. Everybody else is sleeping on it seems, but we don't play that, man. Everybody's going in. So big up to you, Adam, man. This is super dope, man. And before we get started, Adam, I just want you to give a brief intro, man, and let them know. I told them a little bit about FundCanna. I told them how much you've lended, how much business you've done, all that good stuff. But I want you to give them a quick overview, man, of who you are, how you start FundCanna, how'd you get into FundCanna, and what it's all about,
Yeah. So the quick background, like I said, born and raised Bergen County, and then after college, moved to New York City. And in New York City, I worked in all things, and please, you guys have fun with it, but I worked in women's clothing. But in women's clothing, what I learned was, how the hell are we going to finance? Because you've got to fill all these orders, but in order to do it, you need money. And so we factored everything. And that was my intro to finance.
Wow.
I worked on Wall Street for a while, and then I wanted to move to the West Coast. I just wanted to see what it was like. Right. I got into consumer lending and student loans. Put out about $15 billion in student loans.
Wow.
Yeah, and again, marketing, sales, all the stuff that you and your listeners are talking about. Marketing and sales. Not just designing product and underwriting, but you need to understand your customer in order to do volume like that. And then got into small business lending and did that for 15 years. Underwrote over 1 million small businesses, and funded about 120,000 of them for just shy of $4 billion. And then the way I got into cannabis. Very honestly, until about 2020, I was a user of the product, but I wasn't a student of the industry. In 2020, when the pandemic hit and cannabis was deemed essential, I was so curious about this split between the federal government says the industry is illegal, the states say no, it isn't, and of all the businesses that exist, the only industry that was open, other than hospitals, was cannabis. And so I started studying like really studying supply chain, how they're supported financially, banking, laws, regulations, you name it, taxation. And by summer of 21, I dove in head first. I gave notice at the company I started to my board and my private equity investors. And I left all of that behind and dove in. And by January of 22, we were putting dollars out.
Wow, man. What a story, Adam. That's what's up, man. You did it big right out the gate and in so many different ways. And you heard him talking about factoring, and you heard me talk about a little factoring. We had another discussion about factoring in one of our other webinars, and we were talking a bit about that. But, all finance tools, there's many different ways to find and get cash flow, right? Yeah. And you just have to be aware and have people like Adam to help you understand how to leverage those different financial tools. And that's why we got him here today, man. But Adam, that's quite a story, bro. That's super dope, man, that you did it, all of that, went on your own, and now have grown it to the magnitude of which you've grown it, man. That is kudos to you. Hats off to you, man. Doing it independently. That's not easy work, as we all know as entrepreneurs. Doing it on your own is not easy work, man. We all going to experience this up and down, up and down, up and down until we get it over the hump, right? So, yeah.
Yeah, it's the third time. And every time I wouldn't trade a thing, but it's hard. This stuff, nothing worthwhile is ever easy.
Exactly. Bottom line, right? Bottom line, ladies and gentlemen. So we're going to jump in, ladies and gentlemen. I told you guys, man, Adam's going to drop it down, and we got somebody to give us some crazy, ridiculous insider information. So you guys get your pens and pens out right now, pads and pencils out, man, because this is going to be a really good one. So Adam, I'm going to start with this one, man. What are some of the top things you recommend to folks who are looking to prepare themselves to go after funding? Because everybody wants funding, right? But there's qualifying criteria, and there's ways to get better or position yourself before you go for funding so that you might get more, or you might get a better interest rate, or you might these kind of things. So I want you to talk a little bit about positioning yourself for funding before you actually pull the trigger to apply for funding.
Yeah. So look, there are two things that I want to open with first. There are two types of funding. There's equity and there's debt. And so I realize my area of expertise is debt. But I don't want to ignore the other side. And what I'll tell you is pre-revenue businesses are better served by equity versus debt, meaning getting an investment from, and equity is used now for a lot of different things. But when you don't have revenue, you want to go out and you want to find an investor that believes in you, they believe in your business plan, and they believe in what makes you different than another opportunity that might be in front of them. And so the way you prepare yourself for equity is to have a very good business plan. And you want to do a market study. So in other words, like, let's stick with Jersey because it's comfortable for everybody here.
Right.
If you're opening a business in New Jersey, you want to map out where your competitors might be, what your competitive advantage is. If you already have your license, but you haven't been able to open up yet, that's a huge differentiator as well. You want to map all that out, and you want to, and there are a lot of equity investors for cannabis, despite all the headlines. There's still money that is being invested for the right people with the right business plan that seem to be prepared. So you really want to put yourself forth as prepared. You do not want to come across as approaching this with ego or casual. You want to show humility, and you want to look prepared. And if you do that, you are going to stand out for an equity investor. Now that's pre-revenue.
Right.
Once you have revenue and you've got inflow and outflow of money and a little bit of history, now it'd be silly to take equity unless it's strategic. And I say that because strategic equity is very different than just straight equity. Straight equity gives you the money you need to do your thing.
Right.
Strategic equity is somebody that is either going to end up accelerating your business later, might be a buyer of the business later. He or she may own other entities that if you deliver, they'll want to plug you in. And that kind of equity has an edge because equity is the most expensive capital. Now, forget my bias toward debt. I'm an entrepreneur too, right? So I practice what I preach. And,
Yeah.
on my kids, I tell you, there is a place for equity and there is a place for debt. I use both. As an entrepreneur, I use both. So I'm not, sitting here talking about something that I read about or learned about. I'm talking, Gary, to you
For
about
real.
what I actually do.
Yes.
And so strategic equity, in my opinion, because equity is so expensive, and I'll tell you why in just a second, strategic equity is the best kind of equity you can get. So the reason
that's a jewel, y'all. That's a jewel. Y'all better listen up. Strategic equity. Listen up. Listen up. Go ahead, Adam. Go ahead.
And again, I want to make sure people know, even though we all need money, right? Every business needs money. There's no shame in needing capital. So for that reason, I'm telling all of you, please do not feel vulnerable. Do not feel weak because you need money, right? And that's why you want to be prepared. Because with that preparation, and I saw somebody in the comments even mention pro forma. And for those that aren't familiar, pro forma is just it's part of your business plan. You want to arrange all your numbers, what you think your expenses will be, what you think your revenue will be. And again, humility and be conservative, right? That people can see right through the BS. So the reason equity is so expensive is because you can't get it back. Equity, someone is basically giving you money in exchange for ownership in your business. Now, whether your business is a startup or already operating, once you give that away, that's it. You agree on a valuation, they take their chunk of your business, they give you money in exchange, they're buying in. But now they're going to want to have a voice. They're going to want to tell you how to do things often, not always. And there is no getting rid of them. They are now your partner for life. And that's kind of tough. And so it works. I've done it. I've done it even at FundCanna. I have an equity partner, but I knew him for 12 years before I brought him in. So again, practice what I preach, right? Do your research, know who you're getting into bed with. The flip side of that is debt. And before I go too deep on debt, I just want to say the nice thing about debt is when you pay it off, they go away. And so for that reason, I tell you, no matter the cost of debt, it's cheaper than permanently giving a chunk of your business away and being attached at the hip to that person or entity. So I just want to make sure that we distinguish the two types of funding.
That was great. That was a great explanation, Adam. I hope y'all listening, man. That was a great explanation right there. Y'all need to rewind that a couple times and listen to that because he broke down a whole lot of good stuff in that right there. But yes.
And then debt. Let's dive into debt. So in order to prepare for debt, you want a couple of things. If you're going traditional debt, if you want to buy real estate, if you have real estate and you want to refi, if you own assets unrelated to cannabis and you want to leverage them, they're traditional debt borrowing. So it doesn't have to just be a bank, but traditional lenders, they're going to look first at credit. Now, I'm telling you, I don't subscribe to credit as a primary driver, and we'll get into why, but they're going to look at credit. So the things that you can do to manage your credit, make sure that you're not over levered before you apply. Now, it's not that hard to the over leverage. What that means is the amount of money coming in relative to the amount of money you owe or have to service. And so and that's called a debt to income ratio. That's what traditional lenders will use. That you want to manage that by basically figuring out how to pay down some of your existing obligations so that you don't look over leveraged, right? The other is FICO score. Now, FICO score is the biggest mystery ever to hit anybody because the way that gets calculated is kind of like magic in a box somewhere.
For real.
But they will look, traditional lenders will look at FICO score. Now, I will tell you, credit reports, everybody that's listening right now, it's free to get your own credit report. It's worth looking at, regardless of whether or not you're seeking money. It's worth looking at for two reasons. First, I will tell you, we find 40% of the time there's something wrong on a credit report. So when, like, again, I've looked at over 1 million of these things, and
Well,
and we've written formulas that scan these reports to make it easy. How I can't read
right,
1 million reports of anything. Uh,
right,
and we identify errors it's about 38% of the time. So I
right.
encourage you, just look,
Yeah,
and it's easy to clean it up and fix. Now let's get into non-traditional or what's called alternative financing, which would be non-bank or non-traditional, non-real estate lending. There
yeah.
you're looking at cash flow is a big
Hmm.
one. And basically that's just the inflow and outflow of money. And then what you do is, in theory, you back into what could be serviced. In other words, if you've got X amount of money coming in and Y amount of money going out, what is left over to service debt? And then you back into the amount that someone will be able to afford, and then you make
Right,
an offer. And so for debt, I'm suggesting that everyone here today that you already have cash flow. That cash flow doesn't have to be from the operation you wish to fund. And
mm,
I think that that's a wrinkle that most people don't pay attention to, right? Like the little loophole is there's something called cross collateralizing, where you can leverage or borrow against something that isn't the thing you want to use the money for.
uh-huh.
And almost every creative lender will want you. They won't suggest it. And that's why I'm telling you to think it through. If you have
Right.
something else that you can leverage, you can extract the capital off of that and then use it to fund the other operation. Now, in
Mm,
cannabis, we do that very often, especially in retail for dispensaries.
right.
They may have 1, 2, 7, 23 dispensaries, and they're looking to open additional doors. They need to finance that. Well, you can't borrow on an entity that isn't yet cash flowing. So what do
Right.
we do? We cross collateralize against the existing entities, but we know the capital is going to be used for the new entity. So what you want to do is you want to have your cash flow statements in order, balance
Right.
sheet, P&L, and really just bank statements.
Yeah.
And when you're going to borrow money, if it's traditional borrowing, you want your credit report to be in line. You want to know that it's accurate. Don't be apologetic about whatever it looks like. You just want to know it's right. And,
Right.
and, and then you want to know what your asset is that you're leveraging. That's traditional borrowing. If you're going to borrow through alternative means, cash flow in particular, bank statements, P&L, balance sheet, and then if there's a story, you want to have the story ready. Why does
Right.
it look like it does, and how do you want to use the money? And thank you to the person that just threw the link in for the credit report. That's exactly right. Just
Yes.
just check it out for your own benefit, right? Now, so those are the two types, and those are within debt. You've got traditional and bank and real estate, or SBA lending, which again for cannabis doesn't work.
Hmm.
You've got alternative means, which primarily will be either cash flow or leveraging equipment and things like that.
Absolutely. Absolutely, man. Adam's been putting it down, ladies and gentlemen. I hope y'all been listening to that. That was such a great. I just let him go, y'all. Y'all know I'm usually not this quiet, right? But Adam's he's banging it, baby. I had to just be quiet and listen. I'm absorbing just like y'all at the same time. So this is good, man. I love the way you explain things, Adam. That was very clear explanation. Finance is not something that's easily explained. And you distilled that very, very well in terms of equity, in terms of debt, in terms of strategic equity. I think that was a really important point that he mentioned, right? Having strategic partners, not just a partner that's a finance aspect of things, but ones that's going to take you to another level, right? You need partners that are just not money, but people are going to bring you other resources and help you grow your business, sharpen and everything like that. So that was also another great point. And being married to your equity partner, none of us think about that. All right. I'm dealing with that with a lot of my dispensary owners right now. They took in all these investors and they're stressed out right now because they got some of them who are freaking anal and they're driving them crazy, asking them for all this stuff every 5 minutes. And they got to calm down their investors so that they can operate the business. Right. So you got to know who you're getting in bed with. And Adam, you heard him say, I did it, but I knew the guy for 12 years. I know him very well. I know his demeanor already. I know he's not going to be that type of guy who's going to be all on my back, driving me crazy, right? You got to know it's just like you meet a girl and you want to get married. It's got to be somebody that you got to really want to be in bed with, man, for sure. That's a really great point there, man.
Well, literally and figuratively, right? Yeah,
right. Yeah, because you're in it for the long haul when you take on that equity partner and they're there. And like you said, good, bad, or ugly, you're stuck. So it's got to be somebody that you just don't look at as a check, because they have to mesh with you personality wise and the way that the business culture is and some other things that are out there. Now, Adam, you mentioned a bit about FICO scores, and we talk a lot about that. And I've always encouraged my people here. I'm a serial entrepreneur. I used to own a credit repair company. So I was big about telling them, man, this is where it's all out, ladies and gentlemen, fixing that FICO, getting your FICO above 700-800, man. It just positions you for so much more financial strength in everything that you do, as well as business credit, right? And I want to talk a bit about business credit, right? Using DNB, Dun & Bradstreet, or now Experian's got theirs, and now everything's expanding in terms of business credit. Now it's all different. Now there's other entities that are taking it, NAV, and all these other ones that are calculating business worthiness, right, guys? So your EIN number holds its own lendable type of profile. So Adam, I want you to talk about that a little bit. Business credit and business representation to help you get more funds.
So when you have vendors, right? We all do in cannabis have vendors, right? You've got manufacturers that are buying from cultivators. Cultivators are buying nutrients, lighting, grow tables, right? Those that are indoor, outdoor, they've got greenhouse and all of these things. And then at the retail side, you're buying product from lots of different, whether you're using distributors or you're going direct, depending on state. All of us are always transacting. All of those transactions, especially when they're not going smoothly, people are trying to report. Now in cannabis, it's a bit more veiled, as I'm sure, Gary, you've dealt with, and given your background, it's a bit more veiled. So for example, credit bureaus, they're not really tracking this industry the way they track eating and drinking establishments, right? Or retail outside of cannabis.
Right.
Dun & Bradstreet, same story. They don't track us like they do these other industries, but it doesn't mean that stuff isn't slipping through. And it is. And what I'll tell you, it's usually the bad stuff. So when people are not paying their suppliers, that does get reported, as Gary stated. And in traditional business, you see that with like Dun & Bradstreet. So people will get a DUNS number, and then that DUNS number will get a score. When you're going to lend to a business or invest in a business, people will check Dun & Bradstreet. They'll check the credit bureaus. They look at your trade lines to see who you have open invoices or unpaid, accounts payable, accounts receivable, and people that in essence don't pay their bills, they end up with these derogatory attached to the EIN, these derogatory marks, much like your personal credit would have if you didn't pay your lease or your mortgage or your rent. And so business credit is a thing. And when we are funding clients, we look at personal and business. It's not our primary driver, but we look. But what are we looking for? We're looking for habitually not paying bills. Right? People that ignore their liabilities, they have a tendency, there's a pattern to that. And so they have a tendency, if they do it not once, right? Everybody has a transgression here and there. But if people habitually do that, chances are they'll do it to you. My dad used to say to me all the time, whatever people do to others, even if they treat you great, eventually they're going to do it to you too.
Exactly. That was great advice, Dad.
Yeah, right. So in that regard, business credit is a thing. In cannabis, a little bit less so. But what you'll see is there are associations that are starting to pop up that are trying to fill the void that DNB and the credit bureaus and others have left. So there's Cannabis Credit Association. There are distributors that have formed kind of networks of suppliers that report delinquent payers.
Oh, get out of here. Well, I didn't know about that, Adam. What's it called? Cannabis what?
So Cannabis Credit Association is a great one.
Wow, that's cool. I didn't know anything about that. That's dope.
They created that specifically because of the gap, right? Given the
Right.
illicit nature at the federal level, the
Right.
illicit nature of this industry, the credit bureaus, Dun& Bradstreet, and lots of others that we would all use to do research on each other, they have a lot of gaps. It's like it's worse than Swiss cheese. The holes are enormous. And
Mm.
so organizations, they go by CCA, Cannabis Credit Association. Organizations like that, they're trying to gather the information and then create a scoring system that helps people determine, are these good payers, bad payers? And even if there's someone that is delinquent and they resolve, they'll report on that. Like, look, this party might slow pay, but eventually they do pay.
Right.
This data is all really helpful.
Very helpful, man. That is some serious stuff, ladies and gentlemen. Adam, again, putting it down. Y'all throwing the A's up for Adam already, man. He's dropping so many jewels. Put some A's in the chat, y'all, if y'all like what Adam is talking right now. I mean, he's laying it out. Put some A's in the chat if you guys are feeling that thing, man. Because that's some good information. And I didn't even know about that one. What's it called again, Adam? What's the name of that credit?
Yeah, Cannabis Credit Association. Actually, I think someone actually just dropped it in the comments. And thank you for that. But
oh, yes, Cannabis Credit Association. Melody, she's always on it. Big up to Melody. That's one of our volunteer staff, a real Canna staff. She's always all over it, man. Watching, keeping, making sure I'm straight. Got my back at all times. Big up, Melody. Big up, big up, big up. Yeah.
Yeah. So there are a lot of tools like that. Just to answer your question, Gary, as it relates to business credit, even in cannabis. Now, look, I will tell all of you, it may not feel like it because there's a strong headwind. It's like I say all the time to people here, it sometimes will feel like we're climbing Mount Everest with no pants or shoes.
For real.
Uphill battle. But things will get easier and will become more, I'll say, normal or accepted. And over time, we will see business credit develop to be more normalized, similar to others. Now, while we're on that, I am going to say this. Again, 15 years in traditional small business, banks, there are 15,000 banks that service traditional business. Mm-hmm. They're all using these kinds of tools that we're talking about here. And they know the inflow and outflow of money because we all have deposit accounts with them.
Right.
Despite that, for non-cannabis business, they decline 75 to 80% of their business applicants.
Wow.
They were never illegal. They were never deemed to be vice industries. But you can own a boutique, you can own a bar, a restaurant, a dry cleaner, you name it, and you're going to be declined 75 to 80% of the time by the very bank that sits on your money.
Right.
Having said that, and that's why I started the prior company, was to service what I called underbanked outside of cannabis. My goal here is to service cannabis in a similar fashion, knowing and believing, Gary, that there will come a point where banking is more available. And I'm not talking about deposit accounts because that's BS, right? Like putting your money in the bank, like, cool. But in reality, am I being serviced? The reality is we will never be serviced the way we want to be because no business is serviced the way they deserve to or want to be serviced. And so that need, companies like FundCanna and others will always exist to fill that gap. And so, but it is, like I said, important. Now, of the 15,000 banks that service non-cannabis, there are currently about 850 that service just over 5% that service cannabis. But of the 850, less than 10% lend. And of the 10% that are lending, so it's about 75, 80.
Good gracious.
Of that group, 90% only lend on real estate. They will not lend for general business use.
Wow. Did y'all hear that? Did y'all hear that again, man? That's a great stat right there. 80% of people are getting shot, 70, 80 traditional getting shot down. And then it says there's only out of 850 banks that service cannabis, only 10% will actually consider giving you a loan. And only about 10% of them will do it without leveraging real estate. So now we're down to like this tiny pool of lending resources, even those that are directly in cannabis. So that's why FundCanna and other outfits like that are providing cannabis, providing funding outside those traditional formats are so needed and will never go away, because you hear this, all of the banks are just on the same thing pretty much. It's just uphill battle. Yeah.
Yeah, but and I'm seeing in the comments people making reference to leveraging real estate or hard assets, right? Collateral. And when you've got it, it is an amazing option. And so like Miguel put a comment in about his partner having access to real estate and being able to leverage that. There's an example, Miguel, and thank you for that, of a strategic partner, right? Is like, not only might they, if you took equity, like someone like that partner would be amazing if they gave you equity and you could lever their assets for debt. Now you've got a strategy. That's a strategic equity partner. But because leveraging real estate is significantly easier, especially if you have the real estate in a different entity, right? Which is another method of figuring out how to navigate equity and debt in cannabis. Is we often will work with single operator, but they may have 4 or 5 LLCs. They have real estate in one LLC, they have plant touching in a different LLC, they have employees in a third LLC, and then they're buying non-cannabis related like nutrients, lights, etc., out of yet a fourth LLC, which enables them to maneuver through taxation and otherwise. They can write off the expense of some of the things they're buying that are not plant touching. So all of this stuff goes into the best way to approach debt in particular.
Now, hold on, y'all. I want to make sure y'all caught on to what Adam just dropped, the jewel of jewels right there. He just gave you the jewel of jewels right there. And that was so well put that it boils down to only the little bit of lenders that will lend you from a traditional bank side will demand that real estate. So having an equity partner that owns real estate outside of that you can, what he was talking about, cross-collateralize, right? Then you take it, now you have some real things to play with, guys. So all you got to do is go out and find a partner who owns some commercial real estate, owns some other real estate that you can leverage. And now you have blasted yourself into a whole nother category without that person having to come out of their pocket and give you the money. You know what I'm saying? So that is soup, man. That is big, Adam. That's big, man. He just laid it down. I told you he's not going to pull any punches. I told you everybody comes on Real Canna. They're not going to pull punches. They're here to really help. They don't care about just filling their pockets. They're giving you real information that you could use for yourself, no matter if you use Adam or not. He just gave you one of the biggest jewels, man, right there. That is such a great strategy, Adam. Big up to that, man. That is super dope. Super dope. Now, Adam, man, this is good stuff. This is good stuff. Now, I want to talk a little bit about, and we were talking about back in, and you were talking about equity, right? And saying how that was, and pointing out the differences between equity and debt, and saying equity is the most expensive, investment that you're going to get, right? But you were also mentioning that, you use a combination. It's according to what you use and what you need at the time. There is no way to be like, I hate this or hate that. I don't use this or I don't use that. Guys, I want you to understand that all of these financial tools have a place, and it depends on where you are in your business and how fast your cash flow and the velocity of cash you're getting back and what you're going to take that money invested in and how fast that money is going to bring you the money back to pay something back, right? So that's why even in real estate, guys use hard money all the time, right? It's the most expensive money you're going to get. But in real estate, they know they're going to flip it so fast. I don't care that the interest rate is 30, 40, 50%, whatever. I'm just going to pay it back in 30 days anyway, right? So it's all about understanding the usage and for you, that's best for you and your situation. And Adam, I want you to give them a little tips, man, on how they can help understand when it's time to use the more appropriate financial tools and what position you're in. If you're pre-rev, you're post-rev, you got cash flow going, you got a lot of equipment. When do you say this one's best for this one's best for that?
So, well, first, let me touch on what you just said, because I think it's really important. The concept of people that use hard money and pay 30, 40, 50. And even if my view has always been, even for myself, like I said, I practice what I preach here. If I can make money using somebody else's money, their money is not expensive.
For real.
It doesn't matter what the money costs.
For real.
I'm making money on top. Anytime I can use someone else's money to make money, that money is not expensive. The only time it's expensive is if their money costs me more than I can make. Now it was expensive.
Yes.
And so, but that goes back into being like having your game plan, your strategy uh, dialed in, because then you'll know, what are my margins? Can I support that cost of capital? And if you know that, and you can support that cost of capital, it's not expensive. Um, so, like, I'm going to give just a quick example. We
Yeah.
had a manufacturer that came to us. The guy actually is their CFO. He's a CPA. So here's a guy that, like, this is what he did for 35 years, not related to cannabis. He just was a CPA. Then fell into, one of his clients was a manufacturer of a CBD product. And he ended up leaving his practice to go work for them and become their CFO. He borrowed from us reluctantly because he said, I'm really hesitant to take on debt, but I think if I use it properly, it'll work. So he tested us out. And I told this story recently at Benzinga, but he tested us out, 30 G's, right? And then he was reluctant, hesitant, and doubtful that it would work, but he wanted to try it. The 30 grand, he bought product, he made margin, paid us back in 3 months, kind of like the hard money example you gave, paid us back in 3 months, and then came back again. And he ended up coming back 29 times, borrowed over $2 million.
Wow.
His revenue grew 500%, actually 471%.
Wow.
But so his sales went from about 3 million to 15 million.
Wow.
And then they sold the business. And he said that growth, like, I needed to leverage my cash flow. I needed to borrow because I was stuck on this hamster wheel of COD product. Takes 3 months to manufacture, lab test, package, and ship, and get paid. So my money is sitting dead for 3 months. I used your money. My money's not dead. I used your money. And then I was able to take more orders, buy more product, get discounts from larger purchases. So the discounts paid for half of my cost of capital. And then my margin was well in excess of that anyway. And so they sold their business and for a nice, just shy of 100 mil.
Wow.
And so stories like that, they're more common than you realize, so much so that the average client that we work with, and I'm not saying this, there are lots of sources, right? But the average client we work with, we've been doing this now a little over 2 years. And if I look back at a rolling 12-month period, our average client top line grows by 54% after just 10 months.
Wow.
So, but the problem is the industry doesn't have access to capital. It doesn't have the ability to unlock the growth. And so if you use equity and debt to leverage your position, you're able to increase the orders you take or the sales you make or the product you buy or diversify the product you're offering or open additional locations, which all leads to permanent increase in revenue. And then, like I said, if the debt goes away, your new plateau is significantly higher. In our case, 54% higher. And that's really the way you want to leverage other people's money. I mean, I don't, other Jersey boys, right? OPP.
Yeah, right. It's all about other people's money, man. That's what it's about, y'all. And you'll see, and I preach this all the time to so many of my small business owners who don't understand about, funding and finance and taking on money. And I always tell them, I say, guys, looking from the outside in, you look at all these people, you swear that they own these companies. Guess what? They only own 1%, 2%. Jay-Z, Russell Simmons, all these other guys you see own these big companies, only own 1% or 2%, 3%, right? And the rest of it, they're using everybody else's money. They have the money to pay for it themselves. But why would they use your own money? Because everybody I know who's got their own money to pay for themselves always uses other people's money because of exactly what Adam's talking about. There's more opportunity in taking your money and making it work for yourself than putting it to work to do that and sitting it somewhere.
So I'm going to give one more example. We all know Apple as a monster company, right? I don't know about this group, but like I swear by the iPhone. I love their products. They were the first company to cross through $2 trillion in valuation. Apple is sitting on $73 billion in cash. They borrow money to operate their business.
Now, did y'all hear that? This is why you got to change your mindset. Apple has $73 billion and they still went and borrowed money. That shows you the power of why you need to retain and put that cash, other people's money, to work for you, ladies and gentlemen. And the cost of that money, like Adam said, it's no such thing as expensive when I'm going to make a profit from that capital. It's just I don't know why certain entrepreneurs get stuck on that. Like in the beginning of the internet, when I was doing pay-per-click and all this and doing marketing for people, and they didn't understand what pay-per-click was. That's when you go to Google and you pay for everybody, run an ad, and pay you every time they click it. And I should try to convince my clients sometimes. And they would say, Gary, I don't want to pay $1 a click. I don't want to pay $5 a click. I don't want to pay this amount. And I said, well, at the end of the day, guess what? Every customer that you acquire, guess how much are they worth? What's the lifetime value of that person? X, Y, Z, da, 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 da. We go through all of those exercises. And I said, guess what? That's $1,000 for each person that you get. So I said, at the end of the day, if there was somebody on the corner selling $20 bills for $10 right now, how many of those $20 bills would you go buy right now? That's like a perfect analogy that I actually get my clients to think differently and say, it's not about the money you're spending. It's about the money we're making. Forget that expense doesn't have anything to do with that. So yeah, Adam, that was a good point, man. You got to change your mindset, y'all.
The one thing I'm going to add, Gary, so important that you know who you're working with, because the dude that's selling $20 bills for $10, if he's a thief, they're probably fake.
Right.
The flip side is if you do your research and you know he's a legit guy, he's a good guy, good reputation, he's got decades of experience doing this. That's a guy you want to buy as much as you can from. But it's so important that you know who you're working with. So same is true. I mentioned it with equity, but the same is true even of a debt partner. If you're going to be borrowing from someone, do your research. How do they treat their clients? Do people enjoy working with them? When things get hard, are they supportive or are they nasty about it? Do they hide all kinds of fees? Like, you really want to know who you're working with. It is so important. And your example is the perfect example. I've actually used it before myself, but with that caveat of who is the guy selling these $10 bills.
That is excellent, man. You added on to my analogy. I'm going to also tack that on to mine to change our business people's mindset, man. This is excellent, y'all. Do you hear how much Adam has dropped down for us in 50 minutes? Not even. It's been 45 minutes, y'all. Throw some A's in that chat, man. He's just dropping bomb after bomb after bomb after bomb. This is super dope, man. Super dope, super dope, super dope, super dope. All right, hold on. We got a few more minutes. I'm gonna get the last bit out of Adam, man, because he's busy and he's taking all this time to make sure he comes here and educate you guys. And FundCanna, big up to FundCanna. They are one of our sponsors of the entire webinar series, ladies and gentlemen. If it wasn't for them, you wouldn't been able to absorb all the information that you saw throughout this whole series, man. They're one that supported us, made sure they dropped it down, paid for the sponsorship, came in, make sure that we get the info. So I really want to blow them up and make sure that these are people that support grassroots entities like us, man. Those are the people that we need to support back, people that are supporting us. You know what I mean? All right, here we go. Adam, SKG, he's got a good question. What's your loan to value for your cash flow lending business? All right, the LTV. All right, SKG, you've been getting some financing done. Okay, I see.
So what I'd say is, when you look at cash flow, we don't really look at LTV. What we will do is we look at impact rate. Now, LTV, for anyone that hasn't borrowed like this, that's loan to value, which in essence is what is the loan amount relative to the value of the asset you're borrowing against. But when you look at cash flow, the cash flow is it's not as tangible as a hard asset like real estate, meaning you might have 1 month where you do X amount of inflow, Y amount of outflow, and then the following month it might look like A and B. And so what we really look at is an impact, because what I don't want to do, and I take this very seriously, is I never want to over lever anybody. And so what we want to understand is servicing the debt that we provide. How much of an impact does that have on the inflow and outflow of the money that already exists? So we look at, like, historically, we'll look back at months in and out. We look at average balances. We look at different ratios of cash on hand, and the low points and the high points. And we want to make sure that when we're servicing together, when inclusive of the borrower, when we're servicing that debt, that we're never overburdening their cash flow, the impact that the payment has on the cash flow. So it's similar. It's actually a great question. I missed the name, SKG maybe?
SKG 360.
Yeah.
He's always there, always in the building every week.
It's a great question. I would just twist it to say instead of LTV, we would call it impact rate. And that impact rate, we're really looking at like each payment being a single digit, or overall, we would land against annualized revenue anywhere from like 10 to 20% of annualized revenue. But here's the cool part. The way we design product for cannabis, and again, this is not about FundCanna, it's about how I would hope people think about leveraging the business in general. But is the money should revolve. In other words, there may be somebody that wants, let's say, $500,000. But if we gave $500,000, the impact would be high. And they may not feel it right away, but historically, after all these years and all this money, we believe they're going to end up not liking us. They might love us the day we give them $500,000, and they might hate us 2 months later when the payment for that $500,000 is squeezing. So instead, what we might do is we might say, hey, we can get to 180,000 right now. But as that 180 is paid back, you can top off again. And so it becomes like a revolving line. And by doing that, the ability to service is never going to be a burden. And then you always have this inflow and outflow of money again. As it pays, it comes back again. And as the business grows, and that's what we did with the manufacturer I referenced earlier, as the business grows, then the amount available, because now you can service more, that same impact amount will lead to bigger lending. So like we have a client we're actually funding today for 700,000. That client started with us at 120,000 max approval. Their business has grown, and now the same ratio enables them to draw 700,000 at a time.
Wow. Y'all hear that, man? That is a lot of golden jewels right there. That's a lot of golden jewels right there. And I'm just going to tell you guys a secret that I used to do as a business owner back in the day, right? When I started understanding all this financial stuff and how to really get loans and how to build your credit and all that stuff, I used to take loans that I didn't even need. I would take loans that I didn't even need. I would just take the money and pay them right back. And that would boost your credit like crazy, having that paid loan off, right? So it's always good to constantly be showing that you're credit worthy, even if you don't have a need immediately, guys. But that's another one. My man E, Aaron in the building, man. Big up to you. Piff Clouds in the building. Piff Clouds in the building. He says, does FundCanna help finance real estate deals? Do you help finance just straight real estate deals?
So direct funding, no. And let me say why. I am a believer in do what you do well and keep doing it well. Like I want to be amazing at what I do, and I work hard every day to become amazing at what I do. I'm not an expert in understanding the best and most creative way to structure real estate, because that's not what I've done for the last 20 years. And so I want to be very honest about that. But what I tell you is a lot of people that are experts in real estate, they're not experts in revolving credit. They're not experts in cash flow. They're not experts in assessing credit or ability to make payment. And so we've partnered with people that I don't want to work. I want to work with people that are doing this themselves, where they are experts in what they're doing. And so we do refer real estate deals to people that I believe in strongly, right? So there's some entities out there that I think are amazing at real estate. Here's the other part is I know who the banks are when we talk real estate in particular. You can go to First Citizens Bank. They're $240 billion bank. They love this industry for real estate. They don't love it for anything else. In fact, they won't touch it for anything. But so there are banks out there that will do it. And then when the banks won't do it, there are companies like Chicago Atlantic and others that specialize in this. And then we often will work with them because sometimes it'll take 4 to 6 months to close on a real estate transaction. So we did a deal for a company in Lancaster that had a grow facility. They were trying to refinance their real estate. We give them $1.8 million as a bridge loan so that they had the money to do things while they waited for the real estate to come in. And when they closed on their refi, they paid us off. Um,
Ah,
but again, we were party to the real estate transaction, but I'm not lending on real estate. I
right.
hope that answers the question.
No, that does. That was great. That was great, Adam. That was great.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, that was great. And you hear, guys, you see how he's a creative thinker, right? You want people on your team that's going to think creatively. He's got other resources that he's utilizing and finding ways to, educate you about a bridge loan or some other type of loan that would suit your what you need at the moment. That's what you need. You got to have thinkers, man, in finance. You cannot have robots. You cannot have a bunch of freaking brokers and just robotically pushing paperwork. You need guys like Adam that are like passionate about it, like their life is about it. They're the ones who are going to find these creative methods for you. That is the difference when it comes to lenders, man. Big up to you, Adam, on that, man. Real quick, Nichelle in the building. Canna Coverage Insurance, Canna Coverage Insurance in the building. Jersey. She says, does that Adam ever require a surety bond?
We do not. We do not. Yeah, I really what we're looking at is your historical cash flow. I mean, there's a lot more to it, of course. I don't want to oversimplify, but I'm not then requiring you to go out and buy a surety bond. Instead, what we'll do, we'll often, if warranted, we'll file what's called the UCC. A UCC is basically a lien of sorts that let other lenders know that if you try to basically like double dip, it'd be like borrowing on your house twice. So when you go and get a mortgage, someone will file a deed, and this way everybody knows you've already borrowed on that asset. So we'll do this, but we're not looking for you to pledge any other collateral. We're not looking for you to go and pay for a surety bond. So no, we don't require a surety bond or any other kind of pledge. There's no account of any kind either where we require you to park money or do anything like that. There's no lockbox. There's nothing. You don't have to change anything about how you operate your business.
That's what's up, man. None of that required, ladies and gentlemen. None of the crazy, you know what I mean? No bonds required. No, sitting money in his side and other types of funds that leverage or collateralize. But Adam's just giving you a lot of different great ways, man. A lot of different great ways to think creatively and out of the box, man. And we have held Adam overtime today. This has been so good. We had to hold him overtime. We got Adam hostage on the East Coast. We bringing him back to Jersey, baby. We got to get him on stage. Adam, I need you to put October 18th and 19th in your calendar right now. Do it for me right now because I need you in Jersey, my brother. This is going to be so dope to have Adam here. Y'all seen him first here. And guess what? We're going to bring him to Jersey, man. We're going to have a ball. We're going to party. We're going to chill. And at the same time, you're going to learn a whole bunch, man, from Adam. He's just really doing it. And you see how giving he is, and that's who we like to get on our platform, people that really aren't scared to give up the information and help the others, man. And this is the last one of the day. Hey, he said, I got a deal for Adam. What's the email? Where do I send it? My guy's ready. He's ready. He's ready.
No, man, and look, I really appreciate it. I would ask, please, go to the website is the best way to send it. Go to our website and we have info at and sales at and their contact forms. People can apply on the website or call us 844-420-FUND. And so 420 Fund is the phone number. We've got, we're in office. We work 5 days a week and we're here from the Pacific time from 7 to 5 every day. I always say there's no cost to call and talk to the team here. There's no obligation. There's no pressure. Feel free, please, to call in and speak with the team here and see what, if any, advice or assistance they can offer. But between the website and the team here, that's the best way. And then, look, I would tell you my name, Adam Stettner, Stettner@fundcanna.com is my email address. Please feel free if you want to email, by all means. I am not the one that's going to be reviewing the file, which is the only reason I tell you website, because the team with less delay, the team is going to get to you and service you better. But I'm available for all of you anytime you want to converse.
Big up to Adam, man. Giving up his personal email. I don't even do that on here. You know what I mean? But Adam gives it up. He's that available, man, to let you know if you need him, you need to go through the team because they're the ones that are going to really handle and help you, man. He's got a really dynamic team. Big up to JP, my man JP, who made this all happen with FundCanna. I've been talking to JP for a long time, many years. Finally got him, man. He pushed for all of this to happen with FundCanna, man. And that's what it's all about, ladies and gentlemen, developing relationships over years, right? That you have to do, man. And that's what it's all about, man. And that's the way you develop these really strong relationships. So big up to you, Adam. Big up to FundCanna. Thank you guys so much. Everybody, throw those A's up in the chat. Let's send Adam off with a bang, baby. He's over there, Jersey, man. We didn't even know it. He's got Jersey blood in him at the same damn time. So we got to get him to Jersey on stage to make it happen. Big up to you, Adam. Any closing words, my brother? Any closing words, man?
No, thank you very much. And as I said, please, I know things are not always easy. There are a lot of people coming to this industry that have experience in other areas that believe in the product, in the operators, and I'm one of them. I think this industry has some of the most resilient, hardest working business operators I've seen, and I've seen a lot. And there's also a lot of integrity, and I'm grateful and thrilled to see it. So I'm happy to be part of the industry, and FundCanna is here to stay, and we'll be here to service your needs whenever you need them.
Yes, man. Big up, big up, big up, big up. Once again, Adam, thank you so much, my brother. We're going to do so much more, man. You dropped so many jewels, man. Thank you again, man. We're going to see you soon. Enjoy the rest of your day. Thank you for taking the time, man, to come on and school everybody and help all our real Canna family, man. Thank you, FundCanna. Peace out, Adam.
Thank you.
Yeah, man. Yeah. Didn't I tell y'all, man? I told y'all this one was going to be exclusive, and 50 plus people stuck with it the entire time in the middle of the day, man. Big up to y'all. Big up to Adam. Big up to FundCanna, man. That was so dope, man. I just can't. That was one of the dope ones. And I told you guys, every week we're going to just continue to do more and more great stuff, man. But big up to FundCanna, one of our sponsors. They're one of the ones that made this all possible for y'all. All possible, man. Without them, without the bread. They're the money, man. They had to infuse us with a little bread so that we can make sure that you guys get this great information for free. For free, man. You can't ask for anything better than that, man. So big up, big up, big up. Wow, man. This was an exciting day today, ladies and gentlemen. We had to go overtime because it was so damn good. But guess what, y'all? I'm going to twist Adam's arm. I'm going to get him here to Jersey in October, y'all. I'm going to get him here to Jersey. So y'all better get your tickets. Y'all better get ready for Adam because when he gets on stage, and like I said, building relationships, it's all about, man, meeting people in person. It's not, we do this kind of thing, but you will never develop a relationship faster. Like we all say, as businessmen, as entrepreneurs, most of our deals are done outside of the office. Most of the biggest deals that we do are always outside of the office, not in the office. You got to get yourself out there. You got to rub elbows. You got to build relationships. You build relationships 20 times faster by being face-to-face and really sharing energies, man. So that's what it's all about, ladies and gentlemen. Make sure you get your tickets. They're going on sale this month. Well, not this month. Almost this month. It's about to be May. RealCannabisEntrepreneur.com. RealCannabisEntrepreneur.com. Thank y'all so much for joining us again. This is another live day. Let's go. All right, y'all.